So ever since I started this show 6 years ago, for some reason, it escapes me, but I have no idea why I always get a rise out of shooting shows on Friday the 13th and Black Friday. And trust me, I'm well aware that Good Friday exists. It's the Friday before Easter. But for some reason, we always leave it out in the cold for some reason. Like, Rob, why not just let it in? Let the little snowman in for a bowl of Campbell's soup. We're not sure if it's the sodium levels or the heat that's making them melt, but let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, huh? Anyway, due to COVID-19, yeah, that still exists. That's still a thing. Depressing, ain't it? Black Friday has been changed, and it's like no more crowds, no more fights, no more teachers' dirty looks, however the rhyme goes. And a lot of stores have been doing Black Friday events this entire month. And that actually explains the long lines at McDonald's. No, that explains the long lines at Walmart today. Holy cow. I mean, I always use self-checkout. I haven't been to an actual cashier in a while. Like, an actual cashier has not checked me out at a Walmart in a long time. But at the same time, no one ever checks me out. Anyway, so I ask myself the question, how can we explain these changes to a younger audience? And I came up with probably the perfect example. But perfect at the same time is a strong word. I mean, I feel like Pink and Ed Sheeran are just being nice. But here's that piece anyway, even though I just got distracted and I already set it up. But here you go. Let's watch it together. Oh, hey viewer. Have you ever had something special that you enjoy doing every year? And it makes you feel good when you get to... It's something you look forward to every year, isn't it, viewer? But because of a pandemic, you had to put a fork in your plans, didn't you? You had to cancel your trips, and you couldn't do anything fun this year. It makes you feel mad, doesn't it? Sad even. But we can always cheer ourselves up by saying, there's always next year. And as Annie says, there's always tomorrow. But that's what brings us to our word of the day. Disappointment. I mean, procrastination. Do you know somebody who procrastinates? I bet you do. And 2020 has been full of procrastination, hasn't it? But, bored or not, zipping up your jacket is always a good time. The people who tolerated the first sketch for Rob Rodriguez's Neighborhood are the people of this and other nostalgics alike. And by viewers like you. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Rob Rodriguez. Now, another No Shave November has come to a close, and trust me, I am more than aware that I didn't participate this year. But if you know me, when I'm in my moment, I grow out my facial hair as if I cheated in the game of Jumanji. Now, hypothetically speaking, if we hit 1,000 subscribers, because we're at 204 now, and I know 176 of you personally, like, we could start requesting sponsored videos. And I just thought to myself the other day, I could imagine, today's show is sponsored by Dollar Shave Club. And then we go like, okay, we have a lot of show to fill, whatever that means. I don't know, I came up with that phrase in 2014. I'm going to need a minute point. And then a message pops up like, hi, I'm YouTube's Rob Rodriguez, and if you know me, you know I hate shaving. but I could give up $1 for a product called One Wipe Charlie's. In short, I won't be shaving for the rest of the year. So some great mottos to live by are: the truth will set you free, honesty is the best policy, and my personal favorite, if I'm lying, I'm crying. But bottom line, I'm no hypocrite here. I don't know any proverbs or wise sayings. If anything, a phrase I live by right now is never stop not stopping. What in the world does that even mean? In a weird cosmic sort of way, there are ways you can be telling the truth, but you're not totally being honest. Like, take this for example, if your girlfriend makes you some brownies, but they're those Betty Crocker just to add water things that, you know, they always come out burnt and spongy. But you're a good partner, so you totally just accept them. You're like, thanks babe, or these are awesome sweetie, or thanks for the desserts you dummy. You know, whatever you reply with. I don't know what your situation is. But honestly, any answer is better than, these are awful. Do not quit your day job. Yeah. Well, their spirits are down, they just walk in the other room, go on Facebook, and just look at relationship goals memes. So when it comes to being a parent, someone with siblings, or just, you know, having general common sense, we should always encourage a child's imagination. But, like, keep to ourselves when the shows that they're watching confuse us and make us question things. Like, we know we should just keep it bottled inside our opinions about the Blue's Clues reboot, but at the same time, I know how it is. I mean, I look at Josh, and I think to myself, I grew up with Steve. Steve taught me everything I know on a preschool level, and you, sir, are no Steve. You barely pass as a Joe. But, you know, Junior's right next to you, so you have to play along and, you know, sing the songs like, here's the mail, it never fails, you're lucky I don't throw the TV out the window because this is so different. Why is the mail song the only thing they kept from the original? Yeah, but, you know, you gotta keep the innocence there, even though they'll never understand what it was like to channel surf for cartoons back in the days of old. Now, when it comes to, like, half-truthing and not ruining the magic of any sorts, I'll come back in a second. Yeah, we have to, like, play along with the belief system of children's three higher powers, which is Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy. I mean, just playing along, like, oh, what's that? The Tooth Fairy gave you a $20 bill? Oh, I'm sorry, that just means that's for the parents, and then in exchange, we give the Tooth Fairy change back, and you get just $2 in return. Yep, there's that example, and then there's another example, like, oh, you're driving on the highway. Okay, that's so weird. We never intercept an example with the setup. That's just strange. But you're on the highway, and then you see some rabbits in the wooded area, and you're like, see those rabbits, kids? Those are the Easter Bunny's helpers. Isn't that exciting? They probably got those colorful eggs with the pennies and the Hershey's Kisses in them, just ready to hide for all the children in the world. Someone's reading too many storybooks. But, you know, it feels like Santa can't be touched. Like, Santa, you can't tell a kid Santa isn't real, okay? Because I actually made this mistake the other day. I was explaining how a mall Santa was not the real Santa Claus. And the way I explained it was, well, the real Santa doesn't have an athletic build. But my mommy said Santa was on Atkins. Oh, the world we live in. How about this? You know, job hunting is very tough. Indeed. But, you know, you don't want to feel like a monster on Craigslist. Okay? 2 for 3. ZipRecruiter. Okay, tough crowd. But when filling out job applications and sending resumes, you want to send these businesses and companies the best you on paper. Like, you really just want to say what they want to hear. And I know when I'm in the market for a job, I always have a thesaurus and Google handy. Like, I'll be frank. I had no idea what the word initiative meant. I thought it just had something to do with your initials. Yeah, there's got to be some translation software that takes, I lie in bed eating hot fries, watching Netflix all day in my favorite boxers, to, I am a perfect candidate for this position. I have experience in tech, grocery, and men's apparel. Please hire me. You know, there is some truth to that. Like when I said, I will not rest until the customer leaves happy, I really meant, if the customer gets all irate with me, it's all high and by from there. Thank you for coming. I swear, more fabrication than at a furniture store with these resumes, for crying out loud. Another good example is the movie Liar Liar with Jim Carrey. You know, he plays a defense attorney who makes a career out of being dishonest. And, you know, he's divorced. He misses his own son's birthday party. So his son makes a birthday wish that his dad can't lie for at least one day. And for the next 24 hours, he can only tell the truth. And, you know, that would drive somebody crazy. I mean, you literally can't shout at a pen that it's a color that it's not. That's desperate, but... Okay, bottom line, he literally beats himself up over it. I mean, watch the movie, it's hilarious. I wouldn't watch my copy, though, because someone taped over it with an episode of Reading Rainbow. Don't know who did that, really. But it's a definite stream it. Well, we have a lot of show to fill, so that being said, I'm gonna need a minute. As you can imagine, doing this show takes a while, takes some time. In fact, telling you what I told you just now took about 17 takes. But how interesting would it be if you could do real life in multiple takes? Yeah, I mean, has something ever happened in your life that didn't go well and you always just play it back in your head and wonder how it could have played out differently? I mean, imagine a director is there just to yell action and cut so you could try things over again. It keeps resetting until the take is perfect. Like asking a girl out on a date, for example. Let's see, we got Chip and Margaret. Chip is about to ask Margaret to the homecoming dance, in which Margaret declines. So the director yells cut, and he's like, Margaret, what are you doing? Your line was, I'd love to. And then Margaret's like, I feel like my character would have said no. Okay, just read it how it's written. Like, we're losing our light here. What's my motivation? A paycheck, now action. It's time for that weekly list known as the possibility list. It's kind of like a coyote howling at the sun. That's just messed up. Alright, this week's list is titled 5 Things We'll Miss About Traditional Black Friday. Okay? Like we said at the top of the show, Black Friday was changed to a monthly event this year because of you-know-who. And this is some stuff we're going to miss about the traditional version of this day. At number 5, finding iPads hidden in women's apparel. Number 4, the excuses to get a flat screen discounted. Well, are you kidding? The box is dented. I want 5, 10, 15, 20, counting by fives and a times table off of this thing, okay? Yeah. And number 3, fighting to the death to get an Xbox. Number 2, 50 items in the 10 items or less line. And number 1, 5 things we'll miss about traditional Black Friday. Standing outside since 4 a.m. just to get in the building at 6 p.m. Alright, and that is the possibility list for you this week. Alright, so this week I got to thinking, if this show was on TV, which will probably never happen, what would it be rated? And that's a good question. So why don't I figure out which side this is going to be on, and let's figure this out for ourselves. Yeah, sorry, I don't know my left from my right sometimes. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look, shall we? Alright, so I know the show is not G-rated, so let's just move on from that. PG, okay, that's a pretty good spot, TVPG. But sometimes our topics are a little more grown-up oriented, so... Okay, TV 14. We're definitely out of the COPA circle with that one. But just for the sake of this example, let's see the other one, the other rating.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, with this one, I could basically have all the freedom in the world and do whatever the I want. But realistically, if we're just like, generally speaking, this show is a solid TVPG. At best. So one more thing before we go. I actually realized as I was writing this episode that back in 2015 we did have a Black Friday show, and we kind of kicked it off pretty similarly. We also had a Mr. Rogers bit too, so I'm going to play some of that for you. Now, of course it's Black Friday. You're going to hear me talk about Black Friday. But what if you turn on PBS and they're teaching kids about Black Friday? It will almost be kind of like this. The people who tolerated the first sketch for Rob Rodriguez's Neighborhood are the people of this and other nostalgics alike. And by viewers like you. Why, hello again, viewer. This is Rob Rodriguez reminding you. Please have a safe and happy shopping experience. Well, at your Best Buys and your TJ Maxx's and your Malls of America, if you will. Just please don't end up in the hospital or a jail cell tonight, because remember, that will hurt my heart so bad. Rob Rodriguez. Not Mr. Rogers, Rob Rodriguez. It's such a beautiful day in the neighborhood, isn't it? So you're telling me you done did a repeat segment and didn't notice? Well, I mean, I noticed that you pop up out of nowhere and you never washed this shirt. You don't know me. You don't even know my name. It's Rod. It's Rod Robertson. It's Rodrigo Albert Robertson. You don't look like a Rodrigo. Well, that is the show for you this week. You know how to follow me on social media. Until next time, I gotta study some lines. About 101 of them. So, wish me luck. Okay, see ya.